Selling out gas. I think it was trying to frighten us, and it worked.
The spirit was talking to us. Was not Sylvia. Was something darker. Something menacing. Something we wanted no part of.
The teens vowed never use the spirit board again.
It was just becoming hostile and threatening. So it was time to put it away. Leave it alone.
And they can only pray it leaves them alone.
One night I was awoken by the sound of something being dragged across the floor. I didn't see anything. It was definitely enough to disturb me. I knew I wasn't going to go back to sleep there. So I went upstairs to finish my sleep on the couch in the living room. So I was laying on the couch trying to get back to sleep. And then a thumping started. Banging on the roof. It became louder and louder until it was shaking the whole house.
We kept hearing these loud bangs. We didn't know where they were coming from.
The first thing we logically thought about is an intruder. Somebody's on our house for some reason. Somebody's pounding and stomping on the roof of our house at night. Let's try to break in. Let's check it out.
It was getting to the point where I was getting scared. Everybody else heard it. Then there's something there.
one by one, the Johnson children are being targeted by a mysterious entity.
Oh my God. In that very moment when I felt it, I was terrified.
We heard her cry out. We came in, and there she was, very upset, very frightened about it.
I realized at that point that whatever I came in contact with was evil.
Now it had hurt somebody. It had pushed my sister down. What was it capable of? What did it want? It was becoming more invasive. It was hurting people.
For months, the kids have been trying to convince their parents that their house is haunted.
Do you believe us now? Everything that's been happening is real.
You kids just have a wild imagination.
Then how do you explain what we all just experienced? But you heard it too. Our house is haunted. And if you aren't going to do anything about it, then I will.
I'll just go back to bed.
All right, it's been a long time.
My brother and I realized that if anything was going to be done to stop this activity that was there, it was up to us. My parents didn't really believe it, and they didn't want to believe it, so we had to do something about it. We had to take control of this.
Looking for answers, Carl and Keith seek out paranormal experts.
My brother and I joined a paranormal investigating group based around college. Wanted to know what other people were experiencing.
During one summit, we meet a budding investigator who believes he can help the Johnson family. He has blood ties to Lorraine and Ed Warren, the paranormal couple who inspired the movie The Conjuring.
My name is John Zappis, and I've been involved with the paranormal for 43 years. Being involved with the paranormal field, I was a very fortunate young man. Ed and Lorraine Warren are my aunt and uncle, and I had worked with them for many, many years. And that was a golden opportunity. I appreciate you coming. I hope we can put these stories to rest once and for all. I can't say my parents were altogether receptive about his visitation. My mom advised my father, why don't you let them do what they're going to do? Maybe they'll find something. Maybe they'll do anything else that couldn't hurt. So I understand Carl, Keith, and Cindy have been experiencing activity in the house. When did the activity increase?
I guess when we started talking to Sylvia.
Sylvia?
Yeah.
Pretty scared.
John is not psychic. He attempts to detect the presence of a spirit by feeling for drafts and temperature changes.
It's definitely this heavy presence in one of the rooms.
Suddenly, John senses a female spirit.
That was Sylvia. She had a long gray dress on, and she had a bun.
The spirit appears to be in distress, as if she has something urgent to communicate.
Sylvia was definitely trying to warn the children. Why? What is she trying to warn them of?
John finds himself drawn to the cellar.
It felt very heavy. I felt a lot of dread. I felt like something really did not want me down in that basement.
To those who might scratch day and night, to those whose skin has been dried out even further, try to take a shower with Sonic Skin Therapy and its patented amino acid complex, the 24-hour hydration serum. Relief could be as simple as a shower. Certified by the British Skin Foundation.
So what? Now I'm at Saudi on everyday essentials. I'm a co-op member of Start Savings. Find us in the App Store. Security. Bet £10. Get £30 in free bet. Bozo! Now you need your own van. Wait a second. This is a scam. I've heard about you. You're not my daughter. You're an AI. They should buy them scam checks that have less customers and run for that 90 payment. They can call anytime. Someone will check if it's legitimate. But now what definitely wants.
Before you get a payment, then have a scan check. Nationwide, approved native insurance, approved native app. Do you still suffer from teeth sensitivity? Let's change that. Switch off relief with the new Colgate Sensitive Repair and Prevent. This technology repairs sensitive areas and provides pain relief in just 60 seconds. Switch to Colgate Sensitive, from the #1 brand recommended by dentists.
Paranormal investigator John Saffis has just encountered two entities in the Johnson home. One is not friendly.
That wasn't Sylvia that was causing the haunting down there. I definitely feel that it was something demonic. Oh, you're right. Thinking that Sylvia was trying to contact you. this be true? Mr. and Miss Johnson, it is true. These things exist. And even the activity became more aggressive. I was indeed trying to attack your family. How did it get here? It's just as I feared. Both incidents came through the spirit world.
When Carl and his sister communicated with the spirit board, they not only allowed Sylvia to come through, but they allowed something in on a demonic level, a very negative level.
I told you both it was dangerous.
I was rather upset that my brother and sister didn't readily take my advice about the dangers of communicating with the spirit board.
We were kids, and we got this bored, and we had no idea, what was going to happen.
The family wastes no time finding an expert.
In the name of Jesus Christ, and by the power of his blood, we contacted a priest from a local Episcopal church. He was gracious enough to come and perform a blessing at the home. We offered Christian prayers, holy petitions, that the demon should leave that house, should be expelled and not return. So I pray your blessing upon this house, and upon everyone that lives here. So, gone. Spirit of Sylvia is not a Genevieve. Gone. In that moment, I felt like we had our house back. I felt like whatever spirit was demonic that was there no longer had power over us to attack us ever again.
It's like a dark cloud had lifted. I felt at peace.
From that day forward, the teams make a pact never to use the spirit board again. The family is eight.
eventually we moved out of the house. We got married. My parents continued living out of the house for many years afterwards. They had a peaceful existence living in the house for the remainder of their time there.
But their brush with the paranormal has changed them forever.
My brother and I went on to become paranormal investigators, very established. We are demonologists. We have been able to help a great number of people with similar situations. We work together to this day to try to bring awareness that the dangers of spirit communication are a reality.
This experience showed me that there is more to this world than meets the eye, that everything is not as it seems. Something funny about this is what it is. This is the existing. Got it. Ooh, simply create darkness in the universe. Like anything I put in.
After a family suffers a horrific tragedy,
I wish Daddy was here.
they seek refuge.
After losing their father, I had to do something for my children.
But their new home harbors secrets,
Is that?
dark secrets.
This is like a satanic thing, a part of the occult.
Spirits will not rest
I was trying to open the door to get to me. I was in danger.
until they are chased back into hell.
This ain't cats with a bunch of ghosts. These are monsters.
In America, there is real evil. It lurks in the darkest shadows and in our most ordinary towns. Between the roads we see and the things we fear, there are doors. When they are opened, nightmares become reality. Not far from the hustle and bustle of the big town are the rustic suburbs of a quaint beach town.
St. James is on the east end of Long Island.
It's more rural there, that's where you'll find most of your farms and your vineyards. It's very family oriented.
It's a place where people go to escape. In 2006, Jeanette Myron introduces her two daughters, Angela and Denise, to the house she's just purchased.
The girls? What do you think? We're going to live here?
The house was really old. Everything was run down, but it was a huge piece of property. It was covered in woods. So that's what attracted me.
You won't even recognize it by the time we move. What do you think, Denise?
Jeanette's younger daughter is not so sure.
I took a ride out there with my mom and my sister. When we first arrived at the house, it honestly looked really old. It looked very creepy. Well, we told them we would love it out here, but we're literally in the middle of nowhere. But the Wi-Fi out here sucks. Trying to be comfortable, hey? I think that a change of scenery will do us all a lot of good. Do you wish Daddy were here? Me too.
A year earlier, Jeanette's husband, the girl's father, Curtis Myron, tragically died in the line of duty.
Terry Whiskey, lieutenant to the New York City Fire Department. There was a four-story farm tenement, and the electric had shorted in one of the apartments. The flames had come through the floor on the fourth floor where they were, and the only way out was through the ghost.
On that day, Curtis was forced to jump 50 feet to his death.
When he passed away, especially how he did, it was very hard for everyone. The reality hit me that I don't have a dad anymore. It was like my world had come crashing down.
It's a mood that is hoping to escape painful memories to start again.
After losing their father, I had to do something for these children. I had to show them that there is some sort of hope and, that life can go on.
Try to be positive and listen to the positive about love. Think of it this way. Racing attention for all of us.
One night, Jeanette stays late fixing up Denise's room.
I started to work my way to try to transition these kids to a new home. It was definitely going to be a fresh start for them.
The merge is it. Needs a new life. Be open. We're hanging in there.
I heard voices, almost like a chanting.
Hello?
For a moment there, I thought maybe someone's working here. But there was nothing. I knew I was alone.
Jeanette checks the new security camera she's had installed outside the house.
Installing the cameras was my idea. I was very nervous of evangelism, possibly, or whatever could be.
Over the next few weeks, Jeanette asks her husband's friend Mike to help get the house ready.
So I was thinking, I don't know, this might be a cool hangout place for girls.
Really? Seems a little,
The basement was filthy. It was covered with years of dirt. I mean, covered. The cement dirt, the dust, and just all kinds of filth.
Any question? Do you think we could take down that wall, open this place up?
Doesn't seem like a load-bearing wall. Maybe a simple reno.
I was hoping you'd say that.
And he was busting up part of this wall. You just saw these shreds of like paper.
Take that.
It was maybe a 5 by 7 book. And it was bound with a string.
Diary.
The penmanship was like the old plume pen, that kind of ink that you would dip. It wasn't like, a ballpoint.
I mean,
The diary documents the life of a young girl living in fear.
They were some kind of sacrifice, or they were tortured in some sort of way.
You okay?
All I know is that isn't that a holiday?
Good. Get this thing cleaned up. What do you about the book?
I wrapped it up in a cheesecloth, and I put it in a paper bag, and I burned it.
Jeanette? You better come down here, Jeanette.
After seeking a fresh start with her daughters who lost their father, Jeanette Myron uncovers a disturbing journal and an inverted pentagram in her youth basement.
There was this huge circle with some kind of star in it. It was really the size of a little. It was tremendous. I do not want the girl to know that we found something went on here. Was a satanic thing or part of the occult? It wasn't some sort of evil. And I wrote, nobody is going to know this is here. Burning the journal and taking over the pentagram. It was a clean slate.
With the renovations now complete, Jeanette and her two daughters, Angela and Denise, settled comfortably into their new home.
I just kind of looking forward to moving because I could forget everything. Life before my dad passed away was very peaceful. After my dad died, it was never just normal.
But as much as Denise tries to forget the past, her dad's spirit has never left her.
Oh, I like the house. That's fine, I guess. I really like my new room. When we first moved in the house, I saw my dad around a lot. I would have conversations with him. It was very comforting to me. But Angel, I hate it here. Daddy. My mom brushed it off like that's my imagination, and I'm just hoping somehow. Angela would be so mad if we did that. Hey, get this back! Come and get it!
The Myron's property is surrounded by acres of thick forest.
Angela? Angela! Don't let go of that! Angela! This isn't funny! Found ya. It was like somebody took a knife and carved it into the tree. And it was deep. Everywhere, little star. Look, there's one on that tree. from like outside my door, inside my room, all over. I heard footsteps, like man boots on the floor, and it was very distinct. Then the banging started.
Welcome to midnight. Why do next wave of casino fun? Download the app for casino.com today. Casino the best. Bets were found in 103 states.
Imagine being raised the world today. It might seem impossible, but you can start now with Step Change. We're a charity that offers free online debt advice and support. We never judge. There's nothing to worry. It's okay to ask for help. It happens. Let's deal with it. StepChange.org. Identify vulnerabilities. Our experts always see another level through. Because when there's no limit to how far mobility can go, there's no limit to how far business can go. Buy now without food, welcome to pay. Don't put the styrofoam cozy today. Welcome to play with every day. Buy now and pay 12 months later and pay no interest. Search Very Pay. Very. Let's make it welcome.
Okay, yeah.
Something terrifying is happening at the Myron family's new home.
Someone was trying to open the door to get to me. I felt like I was in danger. Daddy, help me. Make it go away.
Denise's home, Walker House, is a place to start over after her husband died and dismisses her daughter's feelings.
I said, this is a new house. There's a lot of strange sounds we're not used to. We just have to get accustomed to the sounds in the house.
One afternoon, Denise's sister Angela is in the house alone.
Angela was homesick. Denise was in school. I was running errands.
daughter maybe in the Philippines.
I had a lot of issues with her, with anger, and her when the father passed away. So I really thought that something had happened that may have triggered that. But I really thought it was one of her tantrums.
Angela? Angela? Angela, answer me. Where are you? Angela?
I found her curled up in a ball in a corner, almost like in a fetal position.
It wasn't me. I swear. I didn't do it. You have to believe me.
It's true. We did this.
I can't even explain it. I was hearing all these voices coming from the kitchen. But everything felt normal.
Angela said, all of a sudden, every door opened up at the same time. It was like a whoosh, and everything went quiet. And I just ran up there. It was petrified.
I am telling you, too. I was so scared. Believe me, right?
Over the next few days, Jeanette captured the idea that her house may be haunted.
Something is not right here. And I don't know what, but I was trying to rationalize because that's what you do. The rattling, jumping. Now I hear something. It was like that night. It was like, boom.
The noise sounds like it's coming from the basement.
I just had a terrible feeling. I just felt unsafe. I just felt something wasn't right. I felt something evil.
Ever since Jeanette Meyer and her daughters moved into their new home in St. James, New York, they have experienced unsettling events inside and outside the house.
I got a really bad feeling in my stomach. Then I knew that it wasn't mine.
Jeanette originally bought the house as a safe haven, a place for her daughters to start over after their father, a firefighter, tragically died. After finding a disturbing diary written by a young girl and an inverted pentagram in her basement, she wonders if something happened on the property long ago.
very unnerving to me because if something terrible happens on that property, not knowing about the occult, not knowing about the paranormal, I just felt that once you're exposed or even see something like that in your own life, things are going to take a bad turn. I really felt I made a mistake. I tell you, if I could have gave it all up and walked out of there, I would have done so. But now I'm in it. I mean, I invested everything that we had.
Unsure of what to do, Jeanette asks her husband's friend Tony for help.
Jeanette was really concerned there was something in the basement. I'm looking around with the flashlight, I didn't see anything, and out of nowhere this door started to rattle, and then I'm closer to it, the door started rattling the door. It slammed shut. And when I opened the door, there was nobody there. It was pretty scary.
He came upstairs and he goes, all I know is something ain't right. Just don't go downstairs.
With nowhere to turn, Jeanette tries to maintain a sense of normalcy with the door.
I got this very weird feeling. I just felt very uneasy, like someone was watching me, but I ignored it. Hey, can I come in? Are you alright? so devastating. All right, but so late seeing the rest. Because when there's no limit to how strong your ability can go, there's no limit to how far you can go.
For months, haunting events have been terrorizing the planet.
Steve, can I come in? Steve! I'll never forget seeing him. His eyes were black and swollen. I was terrified. Steve, are you okay? Steve! Steve! Steve!
I hear this horrible scream coming from the bathroom upstairs.
Upstairs. Steve? Steve! Door is locked. You guys unlock this door. Steve, please.
We could not get in that door. The door was jammed.
Please. Answer me.
And then finally, it just like nothing. It just released.
I wouldn't talk. I just couldn't talk. I was trying to get words out, all come out like little whimpers.
It was like a wild animal. I picked up. I don't know what's happening here. Something is after my children.
If it can do that to me, it can do that to my mom and my sister. I'm very, very scared. I didn't think cats were friendly ghosts. They're monsters. I don't want to live here anymore. There's something here. Let me get some fiber.
That was the most horrifying experience. What is this that I'm dealing with? And now it's after my children. I was like, that's it. I packed the girls up that night and I went to my mom's house.
But Jeanette is determined to fight back.
I was livid. I mean, I was upset. I'm not going to take any more heartache for these kids. I fought too long, too hard for them to have a life, and they deserve it. I don't know who you are, but you need to get the hell out there. Go back where you came from. You're not welcome here, and I will get the hell down. I mean, I was ready to do battle.
She returns to the house armed with a paranormal expert with psychic abilities.
I was hoping that she could finally label exactly what it was and tell us, we're wrong, go to the light, leave.
Can you tell me what's happening in my house? Your husband is here.
Where did it begin? By the mighty power of Yahweh. In Jesus' name, I bind and rebuke any demonic forces present. I command you to return from whence you came. By the mighty power of Yahweh, in Jesus' name, I bind and rebuke all demonic spirits who are present here, and I command you to return from whence you came.
It was violent, where it really felt like the house was going to go off the foundation. It was shaken to its core.
By the almighty power of Yahweh, in Jesus' name, I bind and rebuke all demonic spirits who are present in this place, and I command you to return from whence you came. God's power works through me in engaging in spiritual warfare against these demonic forces. Therefore, if God is with me and for me, what have I to fear? Nothing. By the mighty power of Yahweh, in Jesus' name, I bind and rebuke all demonic spirits in this place, and I command you to return from whence you came. By the mighty power of Yahweh, in Jesus' name, I declare this portal closed, sealed, locked, chained forevermore. In Jesus' name.
Everything was brighter. It felt for the first time, it felt like home. It's a great feeling.
You've been on here 6 months. With the house now cleared of the demonic entities and the portal closed, Jeanette and her daughters are able to perform their duties.
They really turned to beauty young ladies with good heads on their shoulder and good hearts, more importantly. They have blossomed. Their dad would be proud.
Still, the memories of the haunting are never far from their homes. To this day, Angela finds it difficult to discuss.
The girls showed me the symbols of the woods, and they were exactly like what was in the basement. That was top priority. Get rid of them. We cut down a lot of trees. The first trees to go were the ones that had that carving in it. It's my place. It's not your place. Whatever your history was, is done. It's over and behind.
It hasn't been easy for my mom. I admire her more now than I ever did before. She's the one that inspires us to be strong. Girls, lunchtime. Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad. It made me so happy to see her smile after dealing with it. That was just everything for me. In the initial weeks, like after I felt my dad when I went outside, I just felt like he was there, and it gave me comfort because I felt he's at peace too.
In America, there is real evil. It lurks in the darkest shadows and in our most ordinary times. Between the words we see and the things we fear, there are doors. When they are opened, nightmares become reality.
I had this eerie feeling that I was being watched.
In the fall of 2010, Joy Stinson senses a presence in her home.
I heard footsteps approaching. They came right in the room with me.
Came out still taking so long.
Yeah, I did. I heard this noise, but I guess it's nothing. To finish lunch. I brushed it off completely this morning. I just thought it was the old house making noise.
November 23rd, 2010 is a special day for Joy.
I was a registered nurse. My colleagues from work, we're all close knit. We had planned a trip. Well, it's another secret cool place. Ellie, Allie, Emma, and Ellie's probably gonna get bullied. It's got everyone in kindergarten. You're gonna be fine. Take Daddy one line with you while I'm gone, okay? Okay. My oldest daughter is very close to me. She enjoys the outdoors, just recreation, sports. Did you fix my dress yet? Yep. In your closet. Mom, I don't want you to go. Oh, I know, sweetie. Guess what? I'm gonna be with my friends, okay? My little girl, my baby, is just she's bubbling with personality. She's got a spirit of her own. Love you. Newspaper? Go get me my purse. My middle daughter is my brainiac. She's very smart, very into her schoolwork. She's a high achiever. Hey, try to have some fun while I'm gone, okay? Yep, I will do. Try, okay? Okay, love you. Love you too.
Okay. I don't want her.
I will.
Let me still be all right.
Sure.
Yeah. Just a phone call, right?
Okay. Love you.
Love you too.
We enjoyed the country lifestyle that we were living. We just really enjoyed our time together.
Joy and her friends set off for an overnight stay at a haunted plantation.
Mount Hermon is about 50 miles north of New Orleans. It used to be a farming community. Most of that's dwindled away, but it's still really rural backwoods country.
The area is known for its stately historic plantations.
My friends and I were going to the haunted plantation just for fun. It was just entertainment, basically. Oh,
Yeah.
actually, I didn't have to whip, which is in 1804. Just to extent on a huge plantation. There were 200 acres around, planted in sugarcane and rice. We still had to live without it around, which was all I think. I wasn't sure about believing ghosts or not.
After a weekend of fun, Joy returns home.
Hey, babe. How was work?
I was okay. It's not on, I flew out of town all this week. I missed you this morning. How's the trip?
It was fun. I just finished uploading pictures. Want to see 'em?
Sure.
It's actually really nice to have all these antiques. We took a lot of photos of each other. We took a lot of photos of the plantation in general. Oh, that's weird.
Come on.
Was it a face steal? It's a man's face with a strong jawbone, strong nose. It's definitely a man's face. My husband, he wasn't that interested in it. He really thought it's nothing. He kind of brushed it off.
But Joy isn't convinced.
Wasn't sure what to think about it. If it was real, if it's not. It's disturbing, yet I'm intrigued with the image.
One afternoon, while her husband is out of town, Joy takes a nap after her shift at the hospital.
My husband was gone a lot. He worked out of town as a welder with a refrigeration company, and he was gone during the week. Honey? Thought my husband would come home from work early, perhaps. Honey? Hello? It was like a pressure that came up behind me. Something just in the room with me. Understand your brain, sleep, and recovery. And see how your daily habits connect to how you feel. With real-time insights, personalized guidance, 14-day battery life, and routine built just an old house. It's gonna make noise. Big popcorn.
Thanks. So, what are you still watching?
Anything that's cool.
All right, I'll find it for you.
My husband and I were in the living room watching TV, and our children were in bed. Somebody's up. What's happening? Throwing in all the popcorn.
Got promise.
I thought maybe they were up playing around. I went and checked in on it.
Oh, I'm never going away with you.
Sweetie? Late? Why are you up?
There's something to the air in my room.
My youngest daughter was having a conversation in her room by herself, and as if she was actually speaking to someone. Then, come in, baby. There's no man in here. It's time for imaginary friends, okay? Go back to bed. She's saying, no, I won't leave with you. I thought maybe she had an imaginary friend. I love you. Man in here? Where's the man, baby?
The man there. See the man?
Let me hear it. It's okay, it's okay. She's playing a heartbreaking song. Lights out, he near me. Lights out, leave the light on. Man from here. I was concerned because something was really scared my child.
Over the next few days, Joy can't help but think about all the strange events taking place in her house since her trip to the haunted plantation.
I was still trying to wrap my mind around what was going on. My husband was convinced that she had an imaginary friend. I was very intrigued by it. I was trying to put together the pieces as to what was happening in my house because it related to the plantation. I became obsessed with looking at pictures, trying to put some other pieces together as to what was happening. I was trying to document as much as I could about the activity in our home, whether reporting, taking pictures. I did it because mainly I wanted to prove my own sanity to myself. Because I was interested in really seeing this.
As the days turn into nights, disturbing events continue in the house.
One night I was sleeping in the bed with my husband, and the bed started violently shaking, and I awoke. Suddenly I looked up and saw a figure of a man. I was terrified. first day to make it go away. I was able to reach over and wake my husband up. He was sitting struggling against something, but he could not see the face that I saw. He started praying, and when he prayed, it immediately left.
Baby, what just happened? Are you okay?
Everything was a man. You're pulling down, I can't breathe. Dad, come to Florida. I need it.
Face looked like an older man, with a strong jawline, strong nose, beady eyes, beard, just looked evil. Face from the plantation pictures of the face that was in the room with me.
I think there's a spirit in our house.
Really?
Can't believe it.
No, that's not that. We'll call the church. Go home.
I felt immensely guilty because I thought I had brought this into our home. It's my fault. My husband belongs to something that's really happening. We reached out to several denominational groups throughout the community and around neighboring communities, and it just seemed like no one could help us. I didn't know who else to turn to. We eventually reached out to our local pastor of our church that was in our home. And it made me feel, it hurt, because I felt like they didn't believe us either, they were scared. I just didn't know what to think. They seemed to believe me when I told them about it. They were unsure how to handle it. The fact that religious leaders were afraid to come out to my home, and they were unsure of what to do themselves, it made me even more terrified.
As the family continues to live in fear, Joy's husband has to leave town again for work.
After we realized what was happening was real, we moved our kids into the living room and started sleeping in our mattresses because I wanted everybody together. I thought I could protect them better that way. No one knew what to do, and we were just alone fighting, my kids and I.
On the brink of emotional collapse, Joy takes a leave of absence.
It was physically and emotionally and spiritually draining, and I could no longer work safely as a nurse. I looked, and initially I thought it was just a scratch. I didn't know what it was. Then I got to looking closer, and I realized it was a symbol. It was an upside down cross with a pitchfork on top of it. Seeing this mark on my child and knowing it was evil and with evil intentions, it terrified me. The evil was just getting stronger and stronger.
You're not welcome here. Leave us alone. You just say that you're in the way.
Came behind me and pushed me on the floor and held me down.
Yeah.
what exceeds my story.
Where are you even going? Mom, I'm scared. It's okay. We're gonna go to a hotel. We'll be safe. Listen up, parents. Kellogg's football camps are back this summer. We get to learn from the experts and play football with new friends. Buy packs to play the 3 days long for our local camp.
Welcome to midnight. Ride your next wave of casino fun. Download the app or visit midnight.com today. Casino the best. Bet £20 and get 100 free spins. Joy Stinson and her family are being hunted down by some kind of evil spirit.
Where are we even going? I'm so scared. It's okay. We're gonna go to a hotel. We'll be safe.
Looked up and I saw his face in my rearview mirror. The man was in the car with us.
Joy is terrified. She realizes Immensity isn't confined to their home.
There's no escaping this thing. It's gonna go with us wherever we went.
Defeated, Joy and the girls have no choice but to return home.
It's an isolating, terrifying feeling. There's no relief yet. I felt like a prisoner in my home, a prisoner in life.
The events have taken a serious toll on Joy.
You know, I would think that I saw light at the end of the tunnel, then I'd be pushed back into darkness. I felt totally helpless. I felt like I wasn't protecting myself and I wasn't protecting my kids at all.
Desperate for help, Joy asks a local minister to come to her home.
My name is Reverend Severia Jones. I'm the pastor of Gaines Daily Church in Franklin, Louisiana. I've been in ministry for 13 years.
Reverend Severia has the gift of discernment, the spiritual ability to sense both good and evil.
When I arrived at Joy, you could feel the eagerness, you could feel it. There was a heaviness. She was very fragile, very weak. It's just mind-boggling to see her in the shape that she was in. A lot of people would just come forth and help her. But this was a call that was led by God, and I knew that He was going to equip me with what I need to get whatever He needed done for Joy. This is the living room. Joy, there's something wrong here. It was just this that she was under attack.
I went to the front plantation a few months ago. Do you think that called you from there?
I don't know what it was, but I know the only way to get rid of it is to
told me that that was the only way we could defeat this thing through God, was half-hearted belief. But the more she encouraged me, I started to realize that we could defeat this thing. God could defeat this thing.
I had no idea how I got there, but we knew then that something had to take place, that she had to be set free, that house needed redemption.
Father God, we invite you to home. We ask that you protect Joy and her family. Remove any evil that exists here. In your name, we pray. Amen.
After we blessed the house and prayed over it, I really felt a sense of relief this time.
Over the next few months, Joy continues to pray on a daily basis, hoping she's chased away the entity of good.
One night, we were all home, my husband and my kids. Sweetie, so you're my oldest daughter started getting agitated, really angry, for no reason. Clear your stuff, time for dinner. I said I don't want to. So, hey! My husband tried to calm her down with me, and she got physically violent. Girl, upstairs, now! That was a terrifying moment, realizing that it was still there and it was affecting my child now.
Joy Simpson fears an evil entity has taken possession of her.
I saw her strength as her child to flip over something and just blew my mind. We started praying and she started just calming down. She was quiet, her demeanor was back to normal, and I could see it was my daughter again. And she had no clue what she had just done or what had just happened. She had no clue. I realized at that point that the spirit had been inside controlling her body.
Desperate, the couple decides to try a new approach. With the entity growing more powerful and her husband out of town for work, Joy calls in paranormal experts to review the evidence and investigate the house.
My name is Jeremy Leonard, and I was part of a local paranormal group here in Louisiana. And we received a call from Joy. Joy showed me all this evidence that she had collected. She had photographs, she had audio, which absolutely just stunned me. Joy,
Real, right?
You're not crazy. Something is happening. We're gonna get to the bottom of it.
there was actually something there.
Hey,
While his partner remains with Joy, Jeremy investigates the home using a K2 meter, a device that detects paranormal activity and spikes in electromagnetic energy.
As I walk into the bathroom, I get about 3 steps into the doorway, and my K2 meter goes all the way to red. And it just holds there for like 4 or 5 seconds. And then all of a sudden it goes back to 0. There's a figure standing in the doorway. It was as solid as another human being.
Here, she goes after the festival.
Wrong. I just thought that, man, he had strong eyes for that here.
I explained to my partner what I had just seen. And as I'm telling him this, I can see the color of his face just change to a white. And his jaw kind of drops, and it's like, dude, she just got done describing this thing to me.
That's what Joy was saying. There is in this house isn't a human spirit. I believe this entity is demonic.
Although Jeremy has no prior experience with demonic entities, he attempts to reassure Joy.
What do we do now?
I don't want you to panic. I'm going to find the right person to help you.
I didn't know how I was going to do it. I just knew in my heart that I had to help them, and there was no one else.
Over the next few weeks, Joy waits in desperation.
Have you guys worked together before?
Yeah.
Finally, Jeremy returns with a local nurse.
The pastor and I have been going over the case, and we really believe that this demonic entity is focused on Joy.
The entity was trying to impress Joy. It wants to break her down physically, mentally, emotionally.
But why would it touch your daughter's thing?
It wants to break Joy down. I heard it in church. Joy?
Oh my God. I've never gone to that meditation.
This didn't follow you from there. It's not her.
I realized that it couldn't possibly come from a plantation that hundreds of people visit every year. I felt that it had to come from somewhere else. That maybe she wasn't telling me the whole truth.
Joy, has there been any extra activities that you've been involved in spiritually? Let's say, perhaps witchcraft?
No. Never.
Sure. Yes, we have to know if you have been involved in witchcraft.
Did you ever ask me if I ever been involved in witchcraft or I played with the spirit board or anything like that? And of course I have.
Joy, what we need to take you to back to the area. Close your eyes.
You kept saying there's something, there's got to be something in your past. You've probably gone.
It's very hard. Any type of situations you may have been involved with regarding spirits. God.
Here for all martial arts trainees, your names are big, small, welcome to midnight. Why till next week at Casino Rock? Download the app over at midnight.com today. Casino the Craft is one on your side. Bet $20 and get 100 free spins.
Listen up, parents. Kellogg's football camps are back this summer, where we get to learn from the experts and play football with new friends. Buy packs to play the 3 days while at our local camp.
George Stinson has been struck with a terrifying memory.
Honduras. It all happened in Honduras.
What happened in Honduras?
No, honey, I took this medical missionary trip. While I was on a mission trip, the translator kept asking me to go to the village with him, and 7 people live there, and I do believe with him not thinking anything is going to happen. They were waiting for me there. They put ropes around my wrists and ankles and put me in an egg on the floor. They all put their thumbs in blood, and they put their thumbs around my forehead. I thought I was going to die. I really did thought I was going to die. I thought they were going to kill me. Everyone was gone, and I just walked back to the church.
Why didn't you tell me?
The truth is, you're dead.
She basically blocked it out from her conscious mind. I believe they used it as a taunt, a demonic ritual. When the man pressed his thumb on Joy's forehead, he transferred a demonic entity into her, and she became a vessel for this entity.
We captured that entity on camera at the plantation. That was the demon.
But why now?
Been with us since Honduras, but I believe with Joy's increased interest in the photos she got, that she allowed it to grow stronger and more aggressive.
I thought we did show us that those things.
We'll have to perform deliverance. And it will be in that moment that the children and you will be set free.
Once the pastor explained what had happened, how the detachment had began, and I realized where it had come from originally, I felt more capable of battling this thing because now we have ammunition to go with it.
Jeremy asks Joy to gather any items she still has from Honduras.
Everything.
Are you sure?
As they lit the match, I completely blacked out. I don't remember anything.
Heavenly Father, send your angels to attack this unclean spirit. Drive them out of your child, Joy. your father to release this unclean spirit within the name of Christ. Take it out of Christ. Take it out of my body now. Forever. And forevermore.
What happened with the mother?
So,
When I finally got myself, I felt like me again. Like I'd regained my life back.
After nearly 2 years of terror, Joy and her family are finally free.
Everything was very much different. Everyone was less tense. No one was afraid anymore. My kids have adjusted really well. They're doing great. They put the past behind them. This whole experience has really changed my life and my outlook on life. Every day is a little sweeter. Nothing to take for granted.
The mother's interest
Pretty bad.
and the father's disbelief in the paranormal.
How many times do we have to go over this? Those do not exist, all right? Really?
It reaches a new level when their daughter has an encounter.
She was hearing voices. Leave it alone. She couldn't control what was being said in her head.
I wish they were dead. Is he real? Or just a figment of the imagination?
They wanted to take my child away from me and put her somewhere to study her. No one's gonna take my kid.
You're gonna hurt yourself. Stop.
In America, there is real evil. It lurks in the darkest shadows and in our most ordinary towns. Between the worlds we see and the things we fear, there are doors. When they are opened, nightmares become reality. Just miles outside of San Francisco, along the coast of the Pacific Ocean, lies an idyllic California beach town.
Pacific is a quiet community, very friendly community. Everybody helps each other out. You leave the doors open, very low key, and everybody knows it.
In 2000, 2016, Emiliano Balistreri, a San Francisco police officer, is getting ready to head into work.
So I've been a police officer for almost 18 years. I'm currently assigned to a night watch.
Hey, I was watching that.
8:30 kiddo. I forget.
Just hold a minute, please.
Paparazzi playing out.
Despite working nights, Emiliano does whatever he can to spend time with his daughter Alyssa.
How about a book? Alyssa and I are extremely close. I come home from work every morning, make her breakfast, get her dressed, get her to school. Aha!
Not that one. I put it a million times.
Alyssa is very outspoken. She's a little bit defiant, very energetic.
Getting late. We should probably get going.
Okay, fine.
That's right, girl. You know I love you.
My husband and Alyssa, they're so close. She's an old daddy's girl. My daughter and our relationship is very open, tells me everything. I sometimes tell her some great stories.
Angelina and Emiliano have been married 14 years.
See you breakfast.
Jane, he's just such a family guy, and he's strong. We have a great relationship.
Angelina, Alyssa, and myself are very tense. Hey, you stay out of trouble.
No, you stay out of trouble.
Alone in the evenings, Angelina attends to her routine.
When Angelina and I got married, I was assigned to midnight, so she's very used to me working at night. We have an alarm system, so she's secure in that.
When I was working, it was a little concerning for a little bit, but I've gotten used to being home. I turned around down the hallway and the light turned off in the bathroom. Hello? Are you back? It's been a while.
Angelina is not the least bit startled.
I have always felt a presence in my house. The lights in my house would constantly burn out. I would hear noises, boxes moving, things getting knocked over. At times I would hear a voice. I wasn't too scared about the presence so much. That actually got me interested in the paranormal.
Okay, well, go to bed now. Good night. Honey, it's late. What are you doing up? It's all right, I'm in the bathroom, so I wanted to sleep with the dog.
Like her mother, Alyssa is intrigued by the idea of living with a ghost.
Maybe that's why. Right now, I gotta get you to bed.
It's quite cute to see her. I never saw her really frightened about it. For her, it was kind of cool.
One afternoon, Angelina picks up Alyssa from school and pays her friend Harvey a visit.
Hey there. So good to see you.
Yeah. Well, what's going on besides this visit? What was not about that little incident last week?
It got what was coming all right. Just relax. I'm not here about that.
I met Harvey when he was Elizabeth's teacher.
want to talk about ghosts today, please?
We figured out we had a common interest in the paranormal, and we just started a friendship. I was excited to know that he knew a lot about the paranormal because I needed to know more. I was starting to be educated about it, and I was intrigued that he had been doing it for so many years.
Why don't you go get your
Outside of his day job, Harvey has worked as a paranormal investigator for more than 20 years.
So, what's up? I have to say what happened. All right, you know how we spoke a few times about how I think my house is haunted?
Yeah.
Well, I really need to find out for sure. If we could help me with that. Actually, show me how you work.
Angelina, when she found out I did paranormal investigating, oh, she was very excited. She had so many questions. So many questions. She was very inquisitive.
What brings to light?
She told me there were some things going on in her house and asked me if I could, train her in how to do it. Things that might work best for them. She wanted to know that she wasn't crazy, and she wanted to catch something, evidence of anything. I can come over this weekend.
Perfect.
But what are you going to ask her?
My husband wasn't a believer in paranormal. I try to keep a lot of the activities to myself. We'll find out, won't we?
Okay.
I needed to know more. I was convinced there was something going on.
Listen up, parents. Kellogg's football camps are back this summer. We'll be getting them from the experts and play football with new friends. £5 to claim a 3-day slot at our local camp.
This spouse shares her mother's interest in the paranormal. One night, she actually sees something.
Dinner's ready, please. Mommy, I saw the ghost.
You mean you saw the lights flickering again?
No, it was the ghost. I swear.
Melissa was very aware that there was something there. Look, you know all this stuff about ghosts. It's really just for fun, okay? I didn't want her to be scared, and I was just making light of it. I'd always kind of make it seem like a normal thing was happening in our home, so she doesn't have to overthink things. Okay, time for you to get all stuff for dinner. Okay.
The night ghost?
Over the next few days, light bulbs continued to burn out in the house.
Did I scare ya? Alyssa, that's not nice.
The house is fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Was the Harvey coming over soon?
When? Tonight?
No, to the ghost.
That's just great. I didn't like the side that Alyssa was very much into the paranormal. Angelina's into this, to following suit in this, to starting to believe things that are not true. I don't know how many times we have to go over this. There's nothing in this house. Ghosts do not exist, all right?
Really? My husband was a huge skeptic. He would look at me and just, no, you're just imagining these things. He would tell me, oh, it's not real. How do you like hope? You never change the time.
One of the lights would blow out. I would replace it. Another light would blow out. I would replace it. I believe that maybe it was a short in the system, maybe too much current running through.
We're spending a fortune on my phone. You don't find that a little weird?
Harvey said that that's a sure sign of paranormal activity. Harvey explained to me that spirits can use electrical energy.
Fine. I don't want to be around, and I don't want Alyssa around either. That's all I ask. I had no problem with Harvey or Angelina, doing what they have to do around the house. I wanted nothing to do with it. If that's what they enjoyed, power to you. Just keep me out of it.
That night, Harvey arrives.
Okay, so some of those things are highly sensitive, fragile, but the general magnetic field.
These are the meters.
Yeah. Camcorder, it's like infrared, so you can call.
When Harvey came over to my house to investigate, I was so excited. First paranormal investigation.
Just for sound. I brought a couple of my little gadgets with me. I brought a gauss meter. I brought a digital recorder. She wanted to learn the proper ways of using the equipment to see if she could capture no activity.
What's this?
That's K2. So this can pick up on the most sensitive electromagnetic field from the rest. This is probably employed that to my kid.
Okay.
So that's really
Listen, Harvey's not only a paranormal investigator, he's also an intuitive. He can sense spirits as well.
I actually started feeling something. Most people say, the hairs on the back of the hands raised up from my neck. Not me. Between my eyes, it starts to buzz.
usually indicates a possible spirit energy trying to manifest. It's like a vacuum. It's drawing as near my energy as it can and inadvertently reduces the temperature. That's sarcasm. I got the presents. Didn't know who it was. To me, it did feel male though, but I couldn't say for sure. But I didn't feel anything negative.
The investigation confirms Angelina's belief that her home is haunted.
Oh, the chart.
I was right. There was some paranormal activity.
Over the next few days, Angelina is hooked. The experience only fuels her interest in the paranormal.
I had fun with it, and I bought every little gadget possible. Harvey, and just says, if it gets playful, they get naughty, make sure that you just, with conviction, just tell them just to not bother you.
The activity appears to be stronger in certain homes. Angelina and their daughter Alyssa are both convinced their house is haunted.
I wanted to know more about it, and started investigating my own home.
For Angelina, it's all fun and games. But Alyssa has had an altogether different experience. There's one skeptic in the family. Emiliano thinks it's just a harmless pastime.
Angelina, if she enjoyed it, so it was long as she understood that, in my eyes, it's not real. I was a non-believer. I would debunk everything and anything. I would make jokes of it. I think people were crazy. Because I work nights, it's very difficult for me to start to fall asleep. I kind of have to calm down a little bit. I started hearing a lot of banging, very loud banging coming from the front door. As if somebody had actually a sledgehammer and was trying to blow the door open. For safety, being a police officer, I grab my gun. Who's out there? And opened up the door, looked out. Nobody there.
My first initial thought was maybe high schoolers, kids, run around doing a prank.
One morning, Angelina gets ready to go on a business trip.
I'm an administrative assistant at biotech firm. And we've gone out of town for a few days, and it was just going to be Emiliano and Alyssa.
So she canceled. I really hate leaving her, but she's not feeling well.
She'll be okay. I took her temperature. She doesn't have to be. It's okay. I'll take good care of her.
Emiliano reassures Angelina that he has a few days off work to look after Alyssa.
I'll call you when I get there.
You say? Alyssa is lively, energetic, dancing, singing. This particular morning, she was kind of pale, very quiet. I knew something was wrong. I just didn't know what. My first thought is, it'll pass. It's just a one-day thing. We all wake up on the wrong side of the bed every night. I heard a sign of heavy breathing. At first, I thought that maybe, okay, I'm hearing something.
While his wife is out of town, Emiliano Balistreri, a San Francisco police officer, makes contact with something he can't explain.
I heard a sign of heavy breathing. I thought, well, okay, there is something behind me. I felt something grab my right shoulder. I immediately spun around, thinking somebody's behind me. There was nothing there. It stunned me. I was speechless for a few minutes. Just a lot of thoughts racing through the head. Doing the job that I do, you have to solve problems. And this one here stumped me because I could not solve it.
What's more, whatever appears to be ailing his daughter Alyssa is getting worse.
Daddy, you stop. Please let me stop. It scares me. The thing against me. Stop it. That thing.
recommend Alyssa be placed under psychiatric observation.
Leave me alone. Get out of my head.
They wanted to take my child away from me and put her somewhere to study her, and that didn't sit well with Angelina or with me. To have a doctor say that they're going to take her away, it literally feels like somebody's gone inside, grabbed your heart, ripped it out, and you just dead to the world. I was scared, terrified. No one's going to take my kid.
Alyssa's parents are beside themselves.
It was heart-wrenching, but we were comfortable enough to take her home. They let us take her home.
I'm trying to be strong, but I was helpless seeing my daughter go through this.
With the medical test results showing nothing amiss, Angelina wonders if her daughter is being affected by something not of this world.
We need to talk. Please don't get angry, but I think what's happening with Alyssa is paranormal.
I believe I'm saying this.
You'll be right.
I sat down with Angelina and just giving all the facts. I said, you know what? I'm going to believe here that it is paranormal.
After our little girl. What are we going to do? We got to this point where we're like, what are we going to do? My husband to believe in the paranormal was quite a turning point. So Nana looked at me and he said, call her again.
Call me.
Angelina's friend Hart, the paranormal investigator, agrees to come that weekend. Now, all the family can do is wait.
Yeah, we might find that kid who's got the raw talent in the back street of Western somewhere. You went out? Oh, actually, it's the other one. It's all right. Where are you from? Lovely part of the world. Where will you be? Here for all times hosting. Your banks, big, small, three. Melissa Ballesferri has been acting unlike herself.
Look, you're going to hurt yourself. Stop. I hate you. I wish you were dead.
evil spirit her parents were investigated.
Thank you for coming.
Yes, my father David. He's dealt with this kind of situation before. I've never had to involve a priest in any case I've ever worked in. And this time I felt I needed somebody who has a little bit more experience in this than I do.
When Harvey contacted me, he was telling me they had this circumstance and they really weren't sure what was going on, but they really felt that because I was both a priest and medium, if there was something that required a little more spiritual touch to it, I would be able to get rid of it.
Go on there.
That's our daughter, Alyssa. Alyssa, can you come say hello to Father David?
Alyssa, when I first met her, she'd been through a lot. She was kind of weird and funny and uncertain about what was going on.
It's nice for me to know that you've been going through. I'm here to help you.
You trust me?
I'll just go past that for a while. Your mom and I need to talk with Mr. Harvey and Father David.
Okay. What exactly are we dealing with here? I mean, this is some kind of demon?
Nothing about that here. Not necessarily evil in nature. When you agree, Father?
Yeah.
Real man hatred. Fear. It's a dark energy, but it's definitely not demonic.
Finding out from Father David that it was not demonic was a huge relief.
But Alyssa, when she had one of these episodes, it's as if she's possessed.
She was not under possession. She was channeling spirit. Melissa has gift. But entities from the paranormal world is like moths to a flame.
David has had some interesting news for us that we have a sensitive child. She can see ghosts. She can feel ghosts. They come to her naturally.
Okay. You saying our daughter is psychic? That's crazy. How is that even real? It's as real as being grabbed by something you can't see. Isn't it your right shoulder really on?
When Father David looked at me and he says, "You were grabbing," I almost passed out. I had told nobody about this. That was my secret. That point right there changed my whole outlook of the regarding the paranormal. This guy's the real deal. This is true.
What is Father? The spirit. You need something that belongs to you. Something that's important.
In the hopes of learning about the spirits, Father David employs a technique called psychometry, in which he draws information from an object.
What the object does is it helps give me a place to focus. It's like being able to take a 360-degree view of recent history of that person. What they've experienced, what their emotions were, who they encountered, those things sometimes can all be imprinted on that object. I began identifying it as a young man, and it was an angry man. There's something definitely that had happened to his face that disfigured him, and he didn't allow me to see that. My sense is that this spirit was in trouble
investigating a haunting at the Ballesteri house, Father David senses a spirit's past using a technique called psychometry.
Spirits. It's a young one, about 17 years old. Is a kid? He died in a horrible car crash.
This boy had been driving a car at a high rate of speed on a winding road, and he lost control of the car. The force of the accident just tore him apart. So he was dead in an instant. That was a horrific way to die.
You were there.
Yes. I remember him. Was it really him?
I think those were accidents. He was a teenage boy. He died on impact. There was reach at this road. It was pretty gruesome. He followed you home. He was scared. Doesn't know where to go.
Emiliano was the first one on the scene. This boy didn't believe he could cross over. So he saw Emiliano as a comforting presence and as a place where he could have stability. So he attached himself to Emiliano and followed him home.
He needs to go into the light. I can go in.
Father David asks to be alone with the young man to help him cross over and find peace.
What keeps the spirit earthbound has to do with some sort of fear. For this young boy, it was a fear that he wasn't worthy of crossing over.
Deep breath. Hold it till we're going to be safe. We're going to be well. Promise you this.
My process is to create a portal of light and let him know that he can cross over.
Go into the lights. And find peace, happiness there. Go on. God is with you.
It took some convincing that the prospect of him being allowed to cross over was even real. But there was no hesitation there.
Afterwards, Father David conducts a house blessing.
Jesus talks about how if you clear out the space, you need to fill it with good. Otherwise, you're just leaving an open space that anybody can step into.
Hello, I'm your America, and I'm here to.
Oh, that's me.
Weeks later, there is no sign of paranormal activity in the Ballesteri house.
After the blessing, the overall feeling sounds lighter. We just exhale, like, finally done.
I got my daughter back. My daughter was back to normal. The best feeling in the world is to watch your daughter sing, to watch your daughter dance. Not a peep comes out of her about what happened. Just vanished. Like it was a dream. This whole ordeal has changed my life completely. I believe there's another world. I believe that there is a paranormal side.
This experience has not changed my views at all. I'm still actively investigating gave it a told us, she's going to see things from time to time. You're going to have to live with it. Break it in slowly to her. With Alyssa's new ability, being a sensitive, she sees things. We kind of like this one of the things, by the way, and a gift. But we'll explain to you when you get older. It's okay. Julie.
Listen up, parents. Kellogg's football camps are back this summer. Be get to learn from the experts and play football with new friends. Buy packs to claim a 3 day worth of endless camp.
After a mother's visit to a distant land,
But how beautiful.
turns violent. Don't beg it.
He just pushed it down and started kicking it.
Her daughter begins feeling watched at home.
It was like that feeling when you know someone's there. It was a ghost spirit.
Mysterious intruder lurks, and she is not at peace.
I was like constantly terrified. I was really scared.
In America, there is real evil. It lurks in the darkest shadows and in our most ordinary towns. Between the roads we see and the things we hear, there are doors. When they are opened, nightmares become reality. For months, 15-year-old Tara Dravis has been having otherworldly experiences in her home.
It was like that feeling when you know someone's there, when you can just tell. I didn't know something was gonna grab me. I was like terrified. I kept telling myself, this isn't real. You're imagining it. You're imagining it.
In the summer of 2010, Kara's mother, Linda Travis, lands in New Delhi, India, drops off her bags, and heads over to her favorite marketplace.
I am an international in-flight manager for a major airline, major U.S. carrier. It's so beautiful. How much? $100. I was little there 3 times a month, and I was out in the market looking at all this jewelry, and I started bringing back a little bit for my friend. Serena! Robbie! Is that you? I miss you. I was hoping I'd see you this trip. Robbie's a street kid, and there's a whole bunch of them. They were my little friends on the street. Can you help me with my bag? I would have to admit that. I think he just liked to walk with me and talk. So beautiful. Let's get some food.
How many times have I told you don't beg it?
He's not begging with me. I'm like, no. I've known this for 2 years. He's never stolen anything from me or begged.
ऐसा कि वो भी शादी को ले लो और
Robbie! Get off of him! Yeah! No, don't have me! I didn't do it! Get back here! I told you, he was helping me.
Garbage. Should not be in this market. What's wrong?
These kids are lowercase. I don't think they want other nationalities, Americans, tourists socializing with them or being friends with them. It was very upsetting to see a human being treated like that.
A few days later, Linda is back at her home in Stuart, Florida, a stark contrast to India.
Hey, sweetie, how's school? It's okay. Yeah, that's nice. Awesome. Knew your studying would pay off. I was a single mom. I never had any issues with her. She knew I was doing my best, being a mother and father, and she tried to make it easy for me. How was your trip? This is pretty. I got that one for you. We had a pretty good relationship. My dad left when I was little, so we've always been pretty close. I talked to her about everything. Here, you cut it up. My trip was interesting. You know Robbie, the boy that helped me in the market? Got in trouble with him. Because of him, he's untouchable. In his culture, he's not allowed to talk to people like me. He's a very fortunate life. Never forget that. You know, Mom, you tell me everything.
One night, while Linda is expected home late from a flight, Kara and her friend find themselves alone.
Did you come? We were talking, just laughing. I remember we were talking about a specific boy. He's a friend. Just not a care in the world. He looks like a dork. Here. So dorky. Oh, and what's that? Really like him. It's so pretty. Thank you. Do you think they put me through this? I hope so. What was that? Can't hear now. What did I hear something?
one.
Here for all God's questions. Your name, sir? Big or small?
Listen up, parents. Kellogg's football camps are back this summer. We'll be getting to know some of the experts and play football with some new friends. Buy packs to play in the 3 days while the potatoes to come.
One night out overload, Kara and her friend experience the skill of their lives.
All of a sudden, I heard this loud laugh that sounded like a woman, but I couldn't tell you where it was coming from. That was the worst part. Carol, are you alright? What happened? What was that noise? I don't know. I think someone was. Where are the cops? I saw someone very hot. We were terrified. Whoa! 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 Put the knives down. Her mom came in the door and she was upset. What is going on, girls? I have been knocking for like 5 minutes. Really boys and just laughing and there's something in the house. What in the world? It is very late. You need to stop watching those scary movies. Lexi, are you ready to go? I'm going to. Did you check with your mom? Just at least text her. I didn't want to be home alone. Like, I'm getting out of here. I knew there was someone in the house. But where's your bag? It's in Kara's room. I'm not going to get in. Girl, this is ridiculous. There is no one in this house. Like, go get your backpack now. If you're coming with us, let's go.
Later, Kara's mother is surprised to find she's not home.
And I was upset. I said, Kara, I just talked to you an hour ago. You're supposed to be home. You can stay at Lexus now because you've already made your mom come out once. But I want you home at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning.
The next morning, Linda confronts her daughter.
Mom, I don't understand. It's not fair.
I'm
not going to have you scaring yourself like that anymore. I accused her of watching scary movies, which made them freak out. I said, Kira, grab up all those scary movies, we're throwing these in the trash.
After playing the event over and over in her mind, Kara makes a realization.
Mom, you don't understand. There was something in the house. I was laughing at it. You wouldn't be watching scary movies. I told my mom that I realized that it wasn't a lady. There was no lady in my house. No one had taken anything. It was a ghost. There was something there. You're being ridiculous. There's nothing in that house. No more movies. And you know what? No riding lessons for that either. No. I'm like, Kira, I need to be able to rely on you. You need to grow up. You need to be responsible. How can I do this if you are not on my team? It was just really hard because she didn't believe me. It was just a feeling that I was going to see something or hear something else. And I was like constantly terrified. I was really scared.
15-year-old Kara Travis is being tormented by a mysterious being in her home.
It was just a feeling that I was going to see something or hear something else. And I was like constantly terrified. I was really scared. I like saw it opening and I'm like, oh God, oh no, oh no, oh no. I was terrified. Kira, what's going on? What's wrong? The shower door in my bathroom opening with fire stuff. Me. I mean, something pushed it. She was scared to death. And I was trying to remain calm. You sure? Why don't you believe me? You put something in the house and I collected it here. It's still here. I knew something was there. Like I was positive. All right, I don't know what's going on. I'll figure it out. Okay? I'll figure it out. I said there was a logical explanation. I will find out what it is. I don't want you to worry about it. Leave it up to me.
Determined to get to the bottom of what's going on, Linda contacts a home safety expert.
I did everything I could to find a logical explanation, including a spy surveillance company. We're going to figure it out.
So I've been through every inch of this house, and you can't find anything that could have made that noise.
The spy surveillance company basically told me it was highly unlikely that somebody could have broken in and gotten out with nobody knowing. I was trying to act like everything was normal, but I didn't know what to think. Kira? All of a sudden, I was nervous, really nervous. I just felt like there was something really watching me.
But then, an international flight attendant has been working long hours.
I'm working my butt off. I don't have time for this nonsense. I figured I'm imagining it. I was all alone in my house, and I felt something. Kira?
Yeah, we might find that kid who's got the World Cup in the backstreet questions.
Does it sing it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Where are you from? Lovely part of the world. For weeks, Cara Dravis has been sensing a presence in her home. Strange noises. A woman's laugh. A door opening on its own.
wanted to admit it because I was the one that was gonna fix the whole thing. I was wrong. It was like such a rush of relief. Like she believed me. I knew she had heard the noise. What are we gonna do?
I'm gonna figure something out. We're gonna be okay.
But after that, it wasn't just me scared, it was her too.
Now on a mission, Linda decides to lead her own investigation.
I didn't know what to tell her. We were both scared to death. I needed to get to the bottom of this. Hey, Sophia.
Oh, hey, Linda, how are ya?
You okay?
Is there something wrong?
I have a kind of strange question.
Sure.
And it sounds weird, but you know if anything strange has ever happened in my house?
Strange?
Yeah, like has anyone died or anything like that?
Not that I know of. It was only built a few years ago.
Right. Yeah, okay.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, everything's fine. It's totally fine. See you later.
Okay, sure.
I went to all my neighbors and asked them if they had heard anything, and nobody knew anything. No, I felt better because my mom was trying to figure out what it was.
Desperate for any kind of explanation, Linda does research on the history of the house and the neighborhood. But she comes up empty. With nothing to report back to her daughter, Linda feels defeated.
We were both a nervous wreck. The whole thing was very upsetting because I was under pressure to explain it, and I couldn't.
Carol begins spending as much time outside the house as possible, often escaping to the pool.
I just didn't feel comfortable anywhere in my house. It was like I was like being followed wherever I went. I was definitely nervous, and I felt lost.
For weeks, Kara Davis has been seeking to escape from an unnerving presence.
Didn't want to be in the house. I would sit in the garage or I would go to the pool. Kira, stop. I thought I saw something. Look, I feel bad. I was gonna go in there. I'm gonna protect you. I'm gonna find a solution. I don't want to live here anymore. Kira.
few weeks, Linda is at a loss for what to do.
I basically felt like, sell the house, we just get out of here. We cannot live like this.
A friend puts her in contact with a well-known clairvoyant. At this point, Linda is willing to try anything.
My friend said, you need to call Jerry. She's pretty amazing. So I put all my hope into this one woman, just to come here and tell me what's going on. Thank you for coming. So scared. Okay, I'm here to help. When I walked into her house, Linda, she was so frightened and she didn't know what to do. She's very soft-spoken, but immediately you like her. She's just full of love. She's calm. She's serene.
As a clairvoyant, Jean Marie has the ability to see spirits and receive their messages.